Hola, Grand Rising. It's the Amazing Princess. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. So today I'm going to do part 2 of being kidnapped at birth. So yes, I was kidnapped at birth. When I was 2 years old, I was taken from my original father. He was trying to give me up for a sacrifice for his career. Also, he was a little purse, so he didn't want people to know that he had kids. So my adopted auntie, she was my mom's doula. She snatched me at 2 years old and placed me with her family. My adopted mom, she never fully confessed to me that she was not my mom, but just growing up, she would say little things like if she would be about to go to the store, she would be talking to me because she has 2 other daughters, and she would be like, I'm just going to get something for me and my kids. Or if she was going on a vacation, she would say only me and my kids are going on a vacation. So blatantly, she would always tell me growing up that I was not her child, but she never directly came out and said it. She was not feeding me. She was leaving me home all the time by myself, child neglect. When I told my school counselors, they never did anything. They never reported to CPS. They never reported to DFACS. I filed numerous of police reports. Police reports didn't do anything. They would just always tell me to go pack a bag and stay with my grandma. When I turned 16, I requested a copy of those police reports because I knew they was not taking the police reports. Also, they never gave me an item number. So I knew then for sure that not only were they not taking the police reports, they were involved in it. So the government was involved in covering up my kidnapping. The government was paying my adopted mom to hold me hostage. She always kept me hidden. We always moved every year on my birthday, and we always moved in a house or a home that was like in the woods or very far back. So she was always hiding me. She never let me come out of my room growing up. I couldn't go nowhere but to school and to certain family members' house that was her family members. She wouldn't feed me. Sometimes she made me eat food off of the floor. She was leaving me home at the age of 4 years old. Child neglect, child abuse. When I was 9 years old, she told me to commit suicide. She literally was trying to make me off myself so she could get insurance money off of me. Also, she was posting on Facebook like me and her had a great relationship. We never had a great relationship. I told her to delete me off of her Facebook. She refused because she's trying to use my energy to sex traffic and child traffic children. Also, when her second daughter got molested, she coached her and told her to say it didn't happen. I told her dad that it did happen. When I got touched on by my granddad, so my adopted mom's dad, my adopted mom said that she wasn't going to do anything about it because nobody did anything for her when she got touched on. My birth certificate is fake. My social security number is a dead person's social security number. That person died 30 days before I was born. 30 years before I was born. So on the same day, they died 30 years ago. She committed numerous of crimes in my name. She had a fake ID of me. She snuck and filed my taxes, not claim me as a dependent. She filed my taxes as if she was me. Not only that, I never was her dependent anyway because she never spent money on my finances. She never spent money on my goods that I needed. The whole thing where they try to say you can file and claim somebody if you feel like you bought most of their expenses or if you feel like you took care of them. She never took care of me. She hasn't even spent $1,000 on me my whole entire life when I was living with her. For 16 years, she never spent $1,000 on me. She's a narcissist. She's demonic. She used to do spells on me. She cut my hair off so I could go through a humiliation ritual. She bleached my hair so my hair would continue to fall out. She always used to make me catch pink eyes. She used to be poisoning my food. I used to catch sore throat so much growing up. She never took me to the emergency room because she didn't want me to know that I was kidnapped. When I tell you every time I was sick, she would refuse to take me to the doctor. Not only that, she never bought me anything for my birthday. She never bought me anything for Christmas. She would always buy her 2 kids name brand stuff and then buy me stuff from Walmart. Then not only that, when it came down to Christmas, she would have us write a Christmas list. She wouldn't get me nothing on my list, but she would get my sisters everything on theirs. She always had an excuse, trying to make it seem like my behavior was erotic. She literally was fighting me like I was a grown woman in the streets. This 20, 30-year-old, overgrown ass, unhealed ass bitch was literally putting her hands on a 5-year-old. She was beating me up at 6, 7, 8, 9. She used to hit me in my back so fucking much that my asthma literally got worsened because of her. She used to make my wheezing flare up, like take my breath literally. She set me up to get molested because she wanted my innocence gone. I didn't lose my actual virginity until I turned 16. She was telling people that I was fucking at the age of 12 because she was fucking at the age of 12. I was not doing anything at the age of 12. And if I did get penetrated before, it was due to her setting me up as a baby. As a baby, she was trying to sex traffic me, trying to sell me out. She had a bad gambling addiction. She never was home. Still, as we got older, she never was home. Always gone. She used to tell her daughter to misbehave and do spell work on me. She would be gone for hours, leave us home all the time by ourselves. No food, no resources, no phone, no communication. And when I was going to the police, she was pulling her strings because she was connected to some of the police officers. She also had one of the officers try to pull me over and try to take me to jail. So she also was moving every single year on my birthday. Once I turned 10, that's when she found a neighborhood that she could hide us in the back successfully, and she didn't move. But once I cut her off in 2022, she's been on the run. So she has moved like 5-6 times since 2022. Also, she stole multiple monies, like so much money from me, like out of multiple accounts. She created fake bank accounts with my name on there, so committed identity theft. As a kid, she was putting light bills in my names, utilities in my names, and not paying it. Had my credit fucked up when I hit 17. Like when I was able to fully analyze my shit was damaged. Whole time I had never had anything in my name before the age of 20. When I got my own car, that is when I got something in my name for the very first time. She had put so much shit in my name, Verizon, AT&T. Also, when I first joined the military, I had got my apartment, and she was also supposed to be moving in with me. So it was gonna be me, her, and my 2 little sisters. So we supposed to have been trying to start over, do therapy, stuff like that, right? Tell me why 6 months later, my landlord messaged me telling me that my rent had never been paid. So my adopted mom had the app on her phone to pay the rent. Come to find out, she was not paying the rent. She was pocketing the money. So once my landlord told me, like, you know that your rent has not been paid since your first time moving in, I was like, yo, what the fuck? So my landlord basically told me that she was not going to put it on my credit report. She was not going to, she said that she was not going to put it on my credit report. She also said that she was not going to put it down as an eviction. However, she did want me to be aware of doing future stuff like that, because she was like, other landlords probably would not have been so understanding. They probably thought that y'all was in on it together. And I just noticed that every time my adopted mom was supposed to come move in, it was always an excuse. Oh, I got to save up to get us a flight. Oh, something came up this weekend. I need to finish up my doctor appointments. And I was just like, okay, I finally put the nail on the fucking head. I was like, you know what? Because she is supposedly trying to be my mom, she has gotten so comfortable and complacent, and she thinks that she can do whatever with no consequences. She thought that because she was supposed to be my mom, I wouldn't take legal action against her. Right now, she's on the run. The FBI is looking for her. She has been reported for identity theft. She is facing federal charges for her filing my fucking taxes. She also was taking so much money out of my bank accounts. And then the one time that she was taking money out of my Cash App, she was literally putting notes to why she was Cash Apping herself. One of them, she had like $800 she Cash Apped herself, talking about it was for my sister's graduation dress. Prom dress. Mind you, this little sister's so disrespectful, I wouldn't give her ass $8. She already know I wouldn't spend no fucking $800 on her ass. Not only that, when I went home, my little sister told me that her stepmom handmade her dress. So the $800 never went there. Another time, she took out $600 for an apartment that she was going to apply for. Then she said she did not get approved for the apartment, and the apartment refused to give her a refund. She was a lying ass bitch. No application was that much. And if you did get denied, certain parts are refunded. Another thing was that she had said she took out money for my baby sister's graduation gown. When I got home, my baby sister literally had to repeat the same grade because she had missed so many days of school. So she did not graduate that year at all. And the list goes on and on and on. And it just continues on. She did so much stuff against me. And now that I have reclaimed my power, now that I left her for good, now that I'm telling the world, but you was never my mom, you ain't gonna be my mom tomorrow. And in no other lifetimes will she ever get the title of being called mother. Like never, she will never. She has never even taken care of the kids that she got. I raised them kids. I took care of them kids. I fed them kids. She was out gambling every the fuck thing up. Then she was lying, telling me, oh, your dad didn't leave you nothing. Whole time, my dad left me a house. My dad left me money. My dad left me a car. My dad left me so fucking much. See, she sold my home. She stole my inheritance. She stole that trust fund and switched some names on there. My name was literally changed at birth. Not only that, I was born at home. So the name that my real birth mom came up with me for, They changed that, and then when they put me with the adopted mom, they changed my name again. And the adopted mom, I don't even know her real legal name. The name that she has is a name that she changed her name to. Basically, I was put in a family full of fucking crooks. I was put in a family full of people who were energy thieves, energy vampires. They never had my best interest at heart. They knew they wasn't my family. They were just trying to use me for my power. They were abusive. They was trying to get me to off myself so they could silence me and take the rest of what I had left. But baby, this lifetime, it did not work. I'm on that ass like white on rice. Not only are my spirit team spinning about me, but baby, when I tell you that the legal system is not playing, they asses have to pay. Justice will be served.